Hello, this is Hope Roski stepping in for Mike Briggs with Briggs on Books. And today we are so thrilled to have author Par Mims with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. How are you today?
I'm doing well, and it's so great. We were going to have you a while back, and unfortunately, you all back, in the Midwest, were dealing with some weather issues. And so we are really happy to have you here today.
Thank you so much. Yes, the tornado did hit us pretty hard, but I'm here today and I'm ready to go. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get going a bit. We were talking before about how your writing journey started, and I had shared with you my grandmother had a saying, out of something bad comes something good, and you were sharing how during the time of COVID, you had lost your job and you were thinking which direction you were going. Well, you went into writing. How did you decide from that point that's where you were going to go? Because maybe some people would take up cooking or art. How did you decide that writing was going to be your passion?
Well, I always had a thing for writing, and I never really explored it. But when I lost my job, I had a lot of free time, and I didn't want to go into something that I wouldn't be good at. So I just tried it out, and my first book I wrote was called The Captive, and I just gave it to a couple of publishers, and they actually liked it, and so it sparked an interest in me because I didn't know that other people would like to read my thing. So I took it from there. So it, like you said, out of something bad, something really good came out of it. And so since then, I've been writing and exploring my options to move forward, and just that path right there.
Well, let's talk a little bit about The Captive. Can you tell the viewers basically what the book is about and who some of the main characters are in it?
Okay, some of the main characters are Lauren and Dave, and she has a best friend named Cam. Those are three of the most main characters. So the story details around a young lady who she's working really hard to climb the professional ladder. She meets a guy. He's just too good to be true. But, he does have definitely some dark secrets going on. She doesn't explore it until she's a little bit in too deep. And some of the things that he has going on is some things that you definitely wouldn't believe. So she finds out the hard way about love. But her guy, he seems like a really, really good guy. It's a real jerker. That's what a lot of people have told me. But it's basically about falling for the wrong guy and seeing the horrible consequences of meeting someone and how much a person can hide who they really are from you. No matter how much you love them or been with them, they can really hide who they are from you. And she found out the hard way that this guy was hiding a whole nother life from her for a long period of time. Right. So a lot of us are getting caught up like that. And I just wanted to write a story about it.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that topic up because many times they're the women who are single and they're out in the dating pool. They meet. I remember Chris Rock saying on one of his stand-up comedy shows, you're meeting the representative. So
right.
On those first initial dates, you're meeting like the best salesperson ever, and they wow you and charm you, and then you get pulled in, and then you may not know that there's a flip side. So in this story, what is that dark side that the readers might not know about but might tap into as they read in the story?
Okay, so as you get further in the story, you start to see that charismatic, suave, cool character melt into an anxious, kind of impatient person. A certain dramatic event is going to happen in his life, and that's going to really shake him up. And so at that event, his character is going to begin to change and expose who he really is. Like, he's had some bad childhood trauma that he's trying to run from, and he's just been hurt himself, and he's never learned how to deal with it. So he's always learned how to mask it, but with this trauma that's going to take place in his life, he doesn't really have a choice. It's just going to kind of come out, and she's going to be the one that's going to take the brunt of it because she's going to be in too deep with him, and he's not going to be able to hide who he is at this point. So it's a really good twist on a love story, just like you said. Like, people, you're only meeting the representatives, and sometimes people find out the hard way, and Lauren is one of those people that, unfortunately, she definitely finds out the hard way that she's not with Prince Charming.
And in a story like this, it's interesting how you're taking this kind of cool character and then they shift and they have an incident that happens and it flips that switch and then they become anxious and then their habits become different. And it's so true that people in the dating arena need to keep their eyes open a little bit more, because these are things that, even though you're writing this as a fiction, in real life these things can happen. And unfortunately, there are people that I know who have been subject to that kind of person, somebody who pretends to be something that they're really not, and then they wind up, because they believe, that initial person they meet, they get in way too deep, and then boom, it just shifts. So that sounds like a really kind of a good romantic thriller, if you will. So, and that's called The Captive. And where can people order this?
So you can go to Amazon and get it. It's on Barnes and Nobles. All you have to do is type in The Captive by Part Mims, and it's going to pull up every place you can get it. But you can definitely go to Amazon. That's why I would definitely recommend, because it's easier there. But I hope I hope your readers enjoy it. It is definitely considered a thriller love story, kind of like with a twist and a spin. So I hope you guys check it out.
Well, I know they will, but now I'm going to pivot here a bit, because you've branched out in an entirely different direction with your writing. I mean, what a gift that is, because you have the gift for writing like a romantic thriller, but you're also writing children's literature, which, the school teacher in me also loves to hear about that, and I was hoping you could tell the viewers about that too.
Okay, yes, so I definitely just finished my first children's book. It's called Priscilla Goes on a nature walk with her dad. Excuse me. Yes, and it's about a young girl. Her dad takes her on this walk, and she's so excited. So she's learning how to count and different bugs and just different aspects of nature. And your kids, who's ever reading it, you're not even going to know you're learning. You're going to learn to count from 1 to 50 just by the fun and imagination this little girl has. So I hope that this one does well. I look forward to readers reading it. And like you said, the teacher aspect is definitely there. I hope that it sparks the imagination of these kids coming up and want them to get to read, because it's really simple. It's easy to be read or to be read to. So I really look forward to this one coming out, and I look forward to seeing what the public thinks about it.
Well, what would be interesting is if the sequel would then go from 50 to 100, and then kindergarten teachers, that's a very big thing, is that 100 day, because the children are learning how to count, for teachers to bring that into their classroom. What a great way for teachers and parents at home to integrate wonderful literature with math. Yes. I think that's just a really great combo. And I think it also gives people, a suggestion. What can I do with my child to make it enriching? So if Priscilla's out there on a nature walk, then why can't a family go out on the nature walk and start collecting things and teaching the children to count up to 50?
That's definitely my thinking about the whole process. It's a whole series, so there's going to be 9 more that come out. And one of them, they teach you about the galaxy and the Milky Way. And then there's another book that teach you all 50 states. So I hope it's just something that the kids will have fun with learning, because learning can be kind of boring. But if you jazz it up a little, get the kids interested, it can be really helpful. And that's the goal. Like you said, education is the key. And I really want these kids to get back into books and start reading. And I just want to give them a fun way to do that.
Now, would they be able to parents order the same way with the same websites or book sites that you have with The Captive? Fabulous. That is great.
Yep.
And can you tell the viewers about where they can, if they want to follow you with Instagram? Do you have an Instagram page, Facebook page?
Yes, I do. I have a TikTok page and an Instagram page. My TikTok is Part Mims, The Author, at The Author's Corner, so you guys check that out. I do have posts about both my books, The Captive, and my upcoming book, Priscilla Goes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is that a hint that maybe you're going to have it? No, I'm just kidding. I was going to say, who knows? Maybe there will be a Priscilla Mims one day. But no, I think that you have a gift, in 2 different ways. And again, you took a situation where people were like locked locked down and you lost a career and you became very innovative, entrepreneurial, if you will, and explored a talent that you had, and now look at you just blossom. I think it's great.
Thank you so much. I look forward to my other book coming out, and I definitely would love to have another interview with you again further down the line. This is so amazing. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Well, I will definitely look forward to interviewing you again. Let's keep in touch, and I wish you only the best.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed your interview. This was so amazing. After all of the setbacks, this was actually worth it. It was really worth it. Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome, and we made it happen for you. Again, readers, if you're looking for a wonderful thriller romance, please check out The Captive. And then soon enough, parents, Priscilla Takes a Nature Walk will be coming out. It'll teach your children how to count from 1 to 50 in the most creative ways. And this is all from author Par Mims. This is Hope Roski with Briggs on Books.